We're talking about air pollution again. This morning, Delhi woke up to meters that were showing 600 AQI as severe. So, my question here is, at what point will Delhi's situation be considered a health emergency? Are we going to wait until hospitals are overflowing with people who can't breathe? Because that is already happening. Are we going to wait for doctors themselves to start telling people to leave the city? Because that has already happened. Are we going to wait till a leading medical journal like Lancet says that 17 lakh people die in India every year because of air pollution? That has happened as well. Still, it is not enough. We have not taken this seriously enough, and the government has not reacted to it. What is it going to take for air pollution to be declared a health emergency in India? Let me take a look at what we're looking at. So, on the 6th of November, which is today, Delhi woke up with a thick toxic blanket of smog at about 5:30 in the morning. Monitoring stations were recording AQI close to 600. Now, this is severe, and one expects actually more than severe. It's hazardous to human life. So just breathing at this point is killing people in Delhi. To put this in perspective, and we've been saying this now for 20 years, but it's not making a dent, but it's equivalent of smoking 8 cigarettes a day. And I want you to imagine a newborn baby, that precious, delicate life, smoking 8 cigarettes a day, or a toddler who's 3 years old, or a 5-year-old, or a 10-year-old, or simply you smoking 8 cigarettes a day. This is, I mean, still for some reason the government is calling it poor or very poor and not severe and life threatening, which is what it is. Let's take a look at what's happening in the hospitals, right? These are the reports that are coming out. Doctors are reporting a sharp spike in patients who are breathless, they have throat irritation, chest tightness, and asthma attacks. Max's Hospital's Dr. Vivek Nangia has said that nearly every patient who is coming into his ward mentions that their condition has deteriorated after air quality worsened post Diwali. So let's take a minute to unpack this. Every single patient is coming in and saying whatever condition they have has gotten worse since the pollution got worse, which basically means it's not only about respiratory issues, but it's hitting all of the organs in the body. Some hospitals have opened special respiratory wards. Pediatricians are seeing children with persistent coughs, wheezing, and disturbed sleep. Older people with chronic lung and heart disease are landing up in emergency rooms because their oxygen levels are dropping sharply without warning. Dr. Gopi, who's a pulmonologist, ex-AIMS, has actually said he's one of India's leading lung specialists. He's gone as far as to advise people who can afford it to leave Delhi for 6 to 8 weeks until the air becomes breathable again. We've gotten so used to and so accustomed to these words, we've stopped paying attention. He's saying till the air becomes breathable again. He's effectively saying that the air in Delhi, you should not be breathing it. It's not breathable. It's poison. I can't understand why and how we've grown accustomed to these words. He says those with chronic heart and lung disease or already on oxygen should not risk staying here in November and December. Senior doctors are telling citizens to abandon their homes for the sake of their lungs. And I mean, the fact that this has not triggered a national alarm should really ask us what value of life we have. At this point, what value of life we have for ourselves and for our families, for those of us who continue to live in Delhi. There is research that says that long-term exposure to air pollution causes a chronic inflammation of airwaves. So basically, everything inside your respiratory system swells up and gets angry and gets basically diseased. Early onset COPD, so bad respiratory issues start early. A 17 to 30% decline in lung capacity for everybody, not just sickly people. And so there is this understanding. People think that, okay, I just have to survive these 3 months of these coughing and, constant sickness and these bouts of viral fever that apparently the entire city seems to have at this point. And then once it clears up, everybody will be okay again. No, this is doing permanent damage to you and permanent damage to your family members. So apparently AIMS and IIT Delhi said that the higher rates of pollution were causing hypertension, stroke, cognitive decline, so your brain is not working anymore. 1 in 4 adults is experiencing persistent breathlessness, even the non-smokers. And air pollution leads to cardiac problems. You're having heart attacks, cancer, infertility, neurological impairment, and child development delays. The worst part about this for me is the kids, because no one's asking them. And so the children apparently, and this again, this study has been available for years. I have personally read it out on television like 7 or 8 years ago, where it said the children who grow up in cities with bad air, and let me point out, all of our cities have bad air, actually have stunted lungs. So their lungs start off like this and they're meant to grow to full size as adults. They never grow to full size as adults. They are actually 30% less than the size that they should be because those lungs are constantly struggling. I mean, how can we be okay with this scenario? Reduced lung capacity, chronic cough, asthma, long-term development issues. So effectively, imagine putting your child in a little glass cloche dome and poisoning them. That is what we're doing. There is no other way to describe what is happening in Delhi right now. There was a new report by Lancet, Countdown to Health and Climate Change. It said that PM 2.5, we all know what PM 2.5 is, particulate matter of that particular size. There's 2.5 and there's 10. These are two different sizes of things that hang in the air which add to pollution. So PM 2.5 is responsible for more than 17 lakh deaths in India in 2022. That number has climbed to 40%, has climbed 40% since 2010. Fossil fuels alone account for 44% of those deaths. This is a public health tragedy. I cannot believe I'm reading these numbers when I'm reading them. Estimated financial loss of $339 billion, or nearly 10% of India's GDP, because of premature deaths and loss of productivity. So maybe people will care if we're losing money and not so much because we're losing lives. Is that what it takes? Will we react to it as, wanting to be the most powerful economy in the world when we realize that air pollution is causing us to lose money? Is that what it'll take for the very, very powerful people in Delhi, heads of government, state and center, heads of the armed forces, the Supreme Court of India, all of the most senior IAS officers of the country, Delhi, all of the embassies, Delhi, all the diplomatic stuff, Delhi. Everybody lives in Delhi, but somehow nobody is reacting to this information. 1 in every 7 deaths in the city is caused by air pollution. But here's what you think. Now, when you read out all of this information, you think that obviously the government is going to scramble to actually fix it. They are scrambling to hide the data because what you don't know can't kill you. That is false. Even if you don't know, the data is still killing you. This is what has happened. India Today has done an investigation, discovered that in Delhi's most polluted hotspots like Anand Vihar, which normally has a spiked air pollution reading compared to the rest of the city, official monitors are showing 276, whereas sensors that are around are showing 400 or 500 as a reading of AQI. So reporters witnessed municipal trucks continuously spraying water around the monitoring stations. So it's ingenious to actually think that the government has decided that it will spray water on the monitoring stations to keep the numbers lower. But I just want to take a minute here, and you've heard this story before. Obviously, it's been everywhere. But in this particular video, I want to take a minute to understand the diabolical consequences of this, where people are going to die. But we have decided that instead of doing something about it, we will fudge the numbers to make ourselves look good or look better or look marginally better than the previous government. And the thing about this, the air pollution problem, and I want to make it very clear here, I've tracked this problem through a Congress government, through repeated Aam Aadmi Party governments, and now there's a BJP government in Delhi. There's been no real improvement in the problem. With no real difference in the seriousness of how this issue is handled. And that for me is deeply disheartening. Environmental activist Bavreen Kandari, who accompanied the investigation, pointed out that sprinkling affects only large dust particles, but the PM 2.5 remains in the air. So other locations, ITO, Lodhi Road, data boards were either malfunctioning or showing incomplete readings. The Aam Aadmi Party has accused the BJP of manipulating the data. The bottom line is that Delhi citizens can no longer rely on official numbers to gauge whether it is safe to step outside. Also, Delhi citizens should ask yourselves at this point, can you really trust the government that you've entrusted your safety to? Now, while the Delhi government, now let's take the Delhi government's response, it has insisted that it's taking aggressive action. It's done deep cleaning for 1,400 kilometers of road by deploying maintenance vans to remove dust. It's monitoring industrial emissions. It's banning old diesel trucks. The environment minister of the Delhi government has said that AQI levels are showing a declining trend because of these coordinated efforts, and that the city's thousands of vehicle challans and truck diversions and tons of construction debris has been cleared in the recent weeks. But critics say that these steps, even though they may be well intentioned, address the symptoms rather than the causes. Now, we must also take a minute here to admire the cloud seeding experiment, which was worth 3 crore rupees, meant to generate artificial rain, which failed to even produce a mild drizzle because apparently Delhi simply does not have the conditions to actually make this artificial rain happen. Artificial rain, apparently, it's not as simple as it sounds, although the Delhi government has blown a fair amount of money on it. There needs to be perfect conditions of moisture in the air, and conditions that allow this plane to sprinkle whatever chemical is sprinkling in order to cause the rain. And I'm not an expert on this, but there's been enough data to show that Delhi doesn't have those perfect conditions, and so they can keep trying, but it's unlikely to be something that solves the problem. Meanwhile, stubble burning incidents in Punjab and Haryana are continuing to worsen, proving that farm fires are also at this point, they are adding to the problem, which is a year-round problem for vehicular emissions, construction of fossil fuel. Parents in Delhi are now begging the government to move schools online so their children don't have to leave the house. Many are saying that children are waking up coughing or coming back from school with headaches and sore throats. The head of the Delhi Parents Association, Aparajita Gautam, has said several children have fallen ill. Even teachers are struggling at this point to continue to teach for long hours and speak for long hours in these conditions. Another parent has said the right to breathe clean air must come before physical attendance, and each day of exposure is a serious health risk to the children whose lungs are still developing. Yes, sir, that is true. Every day, unfortunately, in Delhi, the children go to school, they are endangering their lives. That is the crossroad at which we have brought this city and made it stop. Now, according to the air quality earning warning system, information that's just coming in this evening, it basically says the coming few days are going to get worse before they get better. Stubble burning in Punjab and Haryana, currently contributing 20 to 35% of the pollution, is likely to go up even further. Weather conditions, so low wind, high humidity, temperature inversions, are trapping pollutants near the ground. The center forecast suggests that Delhi's air will remain very poor to very severe at least until the 13th of November. Will it get better? It's likely to get worse. And here's the problem, right? Delhi is not the only issue. We're not talking about Delhi because it's our capital city and because that's where the media is entirely based. But all of North India is facing this problem. There is a list right now of the 100 most polluted cities in the world. 94 out of those 100 are from India. I mean, there are conflicting risks. In another list, it's 74 out of 100. In another, it's 83 out of 100. But technically, the worst is India across the world, with the most number of polluted cities in the world. And they are all ranging right now in the 500, 600 zone. And this is a terrible state of affairs. So let's take a pause also to look at other countries and see, has anyone else managed to solve this problem? Yes, China, quite publicly. Apparently now authorities from China have actually volunteered to help India out and to let us know how to do it. India has the scientists, we have the know-how, we have the intel, we know how to do this. We are lacking political intent. But I just want to point out, when we talk about a health emergency, in China, they have something called a red alert system. It has a blue, yellow, orange, red 4-tier alarm system, of which the red, which is the highest level, is declared when it's PM 2.5 stays above 300 for 72 hours. At that point, schools close, factories and construction sites are closed, all government private vehicles are banned from the road, outdoor activities and sports are suspended. In France, France basically reaches an emergency if PM10 stays above 80 for more than a day. At that point, an odd and even car ban kicks in, public transport becomes free to discourage private cars from being taken out. Schools keep children indoors, cancel outdoor sports, and government actually puts out health advisories. In the US, There are 6 categories of AQI: good, moderate, unhealthy, it's hazardous. Hazardous is 300 AQI. So if AQI crosses 300, it's declared as a public health emergency. This happens specifically during wildfires that they have on their western coastline. And at that point, schools are closed, citizens are told to stay indoors, and they start distributing N95 masks. Now, you'll remember those N95 masks. We used them extensively during COVID. And somehow this time that is not even a solution that is being offered to the children and the people in Delhi. Fundamentally, every year Delhi's air turns into poison. We discuss it, we debate it, we blame people. We wait for the rain and the wind to carry the pollution away. We wait for God to give us a solution, because we've never had a solution that was adequate from any of our governments up till now. This is not an environmental issue. This is a public health emergency. It's an economic crisis, and it's a moral crisis about what kind of a country we live in. Doctors are telling people that Delhi is not fit for habitation, human or animals. Nobody should live in Delhi. But somehow it has not prompted us to do anything about it. I've just been told that citizens are now planning on putting out a call to gather for protest at India Gate. I would expect these calls to get louder and louder. While they're going out to protest, they're also endangering their lives because they're outdoors and breathing that air. But something has to be done to make this stop. Something has to be done to demand better accountability from the governments that run our cities, our states, and our central government, because this is a national health emergency. We owe more and better to the children of our country. If we want to be leaders of the world, this is not the way to go about it. Leave me a comment if you believe that more should be done, what should be done, and why it is we're constantly falling behind when it comes to air pollution in India.